Hi everyone, it's Liam here from Rating the Races. So we're going to have a look at some of the racing tomorrow. We're probably going to do this in two videos as I think some of the races have got odds and I want to get on now and some of them haven't. We've had a bit of a nightmare day so far today. A couple that have run really subpar. One found it happening all too quick. One I think was going to win when falling two out. It would have been close still, you know, the Nicky Henderson horse was still there. And actually closing, but I think that was just because Gary Moore's horse, Authorised Speed, was slowing up into that second last to make sure he jumped it, and unfortunately he didn't jump it. I still think he will end up the best horse in that race. But anyway, let's look at tomorrow's racing. We'll start off with the 150 at Ascot, as we've got odds for that. A good race over 2 miles 3, the Howden Handicap. I still think Frere Bamboo should have been in this, and I think he would have taken all of the beating. But the horse that I really do think will take all of the beating here is the favourite, who is getting backed 11-4, Cap de Matan. The reason for that is I thought he was a nice horse last season. He ran some good races, including behind the likes of Whistle in the Dark and Midnight Midge, and had also won a couple of nice races, beating Lac de Constance in a novice chase by 17 lengths. Okay, it all went wrong at Sandown in the Josh Gifford Novices Handicap Chase when he pulled up. He went off 9-2 that day, and I think the trainer really thought that there was going to be a reason. He got really well supported that day, and to be running in that race, I think, suggests that they thought they had a nice horse in on their hands. He came back this season, and he ran a really good race at Ascot on his first run back when just getting tired late on, and I think the ground wasn't quite in his favour that day. It was soft, whereas it's back on good to soft. If you look at his form and look at his recent runs, they've all been on good and good to soft, suggesting that the trainer really thinks he wants that ground and doesn't want any soft. He's got good to soft, so he's got better ground. He's got the right... he's got fitness on his side, and Harry Cobden takes back over. Yeah, I think he's going to take all of the beating here, isn't he? And he's come out top rated, which is great for us. So yeah, Cap de Matan is the one I like in the 150 at Ascot. I think we move on to the no odds. We've got odds for this. Okay, we move on to the 225 at Ascot, the Long Walk Handicap. The Long Walk Grade 1. And I think the fact it's a Grade 1 puts me off one horse straight away. And that horse is Crambo. Puts me off Crambo straight away. I quite like Crambo running here, though, because I'm hoping that they don't do too much and the handicap mark stays about the same, and Fergal O'Brien realises that he doesn't have a Grade 1 horse in his hands. If you look at his R figures, they're not good enough. Some of these 170s that horses have achieved. There's a 165 here from Botox Haas. There's a 166, a 177 from Dasher Drasher, a 171 from Goshen, a 167.5 from Goshen. You know, all too good for this race. And he got beat in the handicap. It's not that he won the handicap and, you know, there could be plenty more to come. He got beat in the handicap. I know he was really eye-catching. He still got beat off 139. I don't think the likes of West Balboa or Champ or Paisley Park or Botox Haas or Blue King Daru would have got beaten off 1-3... What did he get beat off? What did I say? 139? 139. I don't think they would have got beat off that. And with that in mind, I definitely want to steer away from him. So who do I want to go for? It's a tricky one, actually. I've kind of come down to two. I'm hoping there's an up-and-coming horse in this race. So I'm going to take on all the old boys. Champ, I think, might need the run. Paisley Park and Dasher Drasher. I think Paisley Park will reverse form with Dasher Drasher. But surely there's got to be a youngster coming through that's better than those at this stage in their career. And that puts me down to one of two horses. West Balboa, who although doesn't have the R figures, has at least been winning. So that demonstrates that although she hasn't been winning, she has... although she hasn't got the R figures, she's been winning. So there could be plenty more to come from her. You know, when actually asked for maximum effort, could she get those 167s, 170 R figures? Definitely. Sorry, this one here. The other one that I think you have to be thinking about then is Blue King Daru. Now, Blue King Daru is only a 4-year-old. And I think it's really interesting that Paul's prepared to throw Blue King Daru into this race then. And stepping up to 3 mile. I think it's a real bold decision to do that at this stage in his career. You know, they could certainly wait and take their time, but they're not. They're going up straight away to 3 mile, to grade 1. I mean, he won a grade 2 last time at Ascot, so you can kind of understand why they've got to go for a grade 1, or why they think they've got to go for a grade 1. And I think at the prices, he's the one I'm most interested in. You can currently get 12 to 1 about him. Well, if he was a 5-year-old, I actually think it'd be a shorter price just because of his age. Because I think, you know, they do grow a little bit more. And okay, he may get found out tomorrow, but it's also very possible that he proves that actually he's a grade 1, top class 3 mile grade 1. And maybe his runs over 2 miles have just been, you know, very, very good efforts over the wrong trip. If he actually wants 3 mile, this could be, you know, he could have been running massive figures here. These would be really, really good figures if he actually wants 3 mile. Paul comes here. You know, they've just won a race with Welcome to Cartrice. I don't think the owners would be running him if they really didn't think they had a chance. And I think at 12s, I think he's actually the best bet in this race over West Balboa, who, yes, she could improve, and she will need to improve to beat some of these, but it is a mare. You know, you're kind of going, do you want a 4-year-old or a mare? And I'm taking the 4-year-old because I think he could be a very, very good 4-year-old. We move on to we don't have any odds for this one. We move on to the 3 o'clock. And there's 2 horses that caught my eye here. And I'm going for the horse that I'm hoping is aiming to win here. The reason I'm hoping that is it's worth 57,000. It's not like it's worth 20,000. If this was a 20 grand race for the winner, I would not be selecting the horse I'm going for. But it's not. It's worth 56,950. So I think they are trying here. And that horse is the Dan Skelton, Harry Skelton, Phlegmatic. Now, Phlegmatic actually finished second over 2 mile 5 last time out, when held up out the back, ran on, well beaten by the very impressive Your Darling. But Your Darling had been laid out for that race after winning it the year before. Now, Phlegmatic is a horse that he's coming down to a mark that he could certainly win off. So he's now rated 137. Last year, he actually finished second, running this 145.5 at Kempton, over 3 mile, in February, off 135. So a £2 lower mark. They got beat by a neck. They were well clear of Frodon in a race worth 85 grand to the winner. So this is almost, for me, I'm going to back Phlegmatic here. If he disappoints, I'm going to back him at Kempton. If he wins, great. I just feel that they are actually trying here. The fact it's worth 57,000 nigh on for the winner rather than 20. If it was worth 20, I think they would be trying to get him to get well beat and run him in their handicap at Kempton. But I don't think they're doing that here. I think they're actually going to be trying. He finished second at Ascot last time, suggesting the course isn't an issue. Yeah, I'm hopeful of a big run here for Phlegmatic, and he's a bigger price than I thought he would be. He is currently 12 to 1 as well. You can get 12 to 1 about the first 2 there. First 2? Or was there a third one? No, there was Captain Matan as well. And we move on to the last race on the day at Ascot, and a horse that I highlighted last time. I said watch out for him. Whatever he does here, he will improve for it. I actually thought he ran an absolute brilliant race, and that is Alto Belly. So Alto Belly, the reason I like Alto Belly is if you go back 3 runs ago, when he was winning at Carlisle, he was running a 162.2. Now, what that means is, off his handicap mark, if that had then been a handicap, that's the figure we're saying he ran to. Really, really impressive. He then stepped up to a grade 1 at Aintree, and that wasn't quite what he wanted. Well, he dropped back in trip as well. But then he came here for what I thought was a perfect prep run for this race. It was only worth 32 for the winner. This is worth 85. I think this has been the target. He finished second to Knickerbocker Glory. I thought that was a good run. They beat Bad, who, although he disappointed today, finishing third when I think he should have got closer than that, he has gone well multiple times now, Bad. And I still think Bad as well. Handicap things just didn't happen right for him today. And the fact that Alto Belly was good enough to beat him relatively comfortably, despite being keen, and still looking like he needed more experience, I think Alto Belly will really impress here, and I think his second over course and distance will stand him in really good stead here. The tongue tie has been, I'm sure it's left on again. It is, the tongue tie's on again. I think he can go on here, and I think he's going to run a really, really big race here. And he is currently 11-2. So they are my 4 for the first video. I might do a second video. We'll see what the prices are of those other horses. They are, so the first 4 are Captain Matan at 11-4. Blue King Daru at 12s. Phlegmatic at 12s. And Outer Belly at 11-2. Thanks for listening and good luck.